everybody. We're back. It's Victoria Lee, your host with the Wonder Woman Initiative. Today I have with me the incredible Layana Aguilar. I got it. Okay, I got it right. You may know her from Project Runway, and she's currently working, or she has a school for girls for fashion. She is an honoree tomorrow at the Wonder Woman Initiative at Swim Week. So I just wanted to take some time out and ask her a few questions on what she's doing and get some scoop. So, Layana, how have things been for you since after Project Runway?
Oh my gosh, sometimes I have to still pinch myself that really happened. I'm a small town girl from Brazil, and I moved here with a dream, and being on Project Runway was really amazing. And after the show, I feel like before going to school, interning for amazing brands at Oscar de la Renta, it was wonderful, my company, but definitely being on Project Runway was the first step that really led me to everything I was able to accomplish today, because through the show I was able to be invited by Disney. I designed the dress for the first Latina princess, Elena of Aguilar, and I traveled the world showing my collection. And then finally, once I became a mother, I have two kids, a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. I really felt like I always knew I had a calling to work with children, nurture. I've always been very nurturing. I used to say to my mom, I want to change the world with fashion. And I started the Fashion Squad School. It was almost like an accident in my living room with my kids and friends, and then moms would hear of my background and they would say, oh my God, can you help my child how to sew? And I started realizing how sewing was such empowering to me. I felt like it was my superpower, because I could dream of something, and with my hands I created, like this dress I make in 1 hour I could make something. And I realized that sewing was a dying art. All of our grandmothers, right, our moms, most of them knew how to sew. They used to have sewing as a requirement in school. And I think nowadays people are so focused in technology and teaching kids coding and this, and forgetting how important it is to be creative, to work with your hands. And as I was teaching my kids' friends and friends of kids that were my friends' children, I realized, oh my God, there is an opportunity here to really empower them through fashion design. And I had 4 kids in my living room, and then word got out. Suddenly, a month later, I had 30 kids and 60. The pandemic came, we had to shut down, but I knew the pandemic is going to go away, so it's time to go bigger. So I rented a storefront with 2 floors, and now we have over 200 kids every week after school program, and we see how it's so empowering to children. So our goal now is to grow it, franchise it, and I want to first bring it to Brazil as a nonprofit in communities and hopefully all over the world. But because I'm from Brazil, I feel like I need to start it there first.
Yes,
Yeah.
my hometown. I got to do my hometown.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. I love the initiative that you're doing. So what is really the message, or what are you trying to come across with creating this skit? Now that it's grown to what it has, what is the initiative that you're trying to push with the kids' school?
The initiative is to really empower children to become confident human beings, to be the architects of their own future, because there's so much power when it comes to fashion. It truly is. I know that a lot of people may think that fashion is foolish, it's superficial, but no, we all need to dress, and we're telling our stories through what you wear. Every day when you pick your outfit, you're telling the story that you have that day, right? And when we teach children to be so confident to wear something they made, because they are aware that it doesn't look exactly how something that looks at a store, and I tell them, you are the only person in the world that has this item. So they're like, oh my God, it's so empowering. And they're going to use this experience. Not all of them are going to be designers, but they're going to have this experience and pay it forward and become stronger, more confident, more kinder individuals. Because when you are working together, when you're sewing, you help each other. You develop so many community skills also, and I know that they're going to be brighter, and the future is brighter because we are empowering those kids at Fashion Squad.
That is so important these days. We really need something strong and powerful for these kids. So I'm glad to know that somebody like you is working on that. Absolutely. And congratulations to you being an honoree for tomorrow for Tayo Ishola's Wonder Woman Initiative. I bet that's really exciting. I know the theme of it is uprising. So can you give an example or, tell the audience about an uprising moment that you've had or an issue that you've had to overcome, to give them some encouragement?
Oh yeah, so much. I love this, the theme of the event, because I know that it's very easy for me to sit here and talk about all of my triumphs, but what put me here is all the struggles that I faced. I grew up in a small town in Brazil. I had no chance of becoming who I was if I stayed there. There was no fashion. Fashion was something alien. A career in fashion was something that nobody would encourage me, but my mother always encouraged us. She was a single mom. There was a my dad had an accident when we were 10 years old, and he was in coma, and my mom had to become the sole provider, and that's when she decided to move to the US to work and brought us here. So 1 year we stayed with my grandma. So it was very difficult for us. I was 16 when my mom decided to move here, and as a teenager not having her mom, but my mom was cleaning houses, working 3 jobs, and my mom went through hunger, homelessness, harassment, all to make sure that we didn't have to hurt children. And that's what it means. Uprising is it's taking your story and writing your own narrative and uplifting each other, because I believe so much in the power of sharing my story so I can inspire other women to do the same. And that's what it is. We're not in competition with each other. We're all here to grow, and we can do much faster if we uplift and uprise.
You sound just like a perfect fit for the Wonder Woman Initiative. Absolutely. Well, thank you for taking the time out. Make sure you guys check her out at the Wonder Woman Initiative tomorrow. She's going to be an honoree. Congratulations to you again with the school. I wish the best of luck with that school and any other endeavors that you may have coming up. You guys have a good one. Thank you for tuning in.